In today's Eye on Health, we're talking about keeping your little ghosts and goblins safe this Halloween.
That's right. No one wants to take away from the fun or trick-or-treating. So Mikey Hood talks with an AHN pediatrician on how to avoid high-risk activities but still have fun.
Hey guys, good morning. Yeah, with Halloween right around the corner, a lot of parents are concerned about their kids trick-or-treating amidst the coronavirus. But the good news is Dr. Arakri, he is here this morning. He's a pediatrician from AHN, and he's here to give us some good tips to pretty much help keep us safe and our little ones safe, right? Good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing today?
I'm great. All right, so let's talk about the traditional door-to-door. Is that still safe?
Well, the traditional door-to-door that we're used to, where a bunch of kids get together, go out in a crowd, go door-to-door trick-or-treating, we're going to have to modify that a little bit this year. But I think there's ways to celebrate Halloween and have fun and still do it safely.
And so how about passing out candy? Because I know that's what I looked forward to, trick-or-treating. Can parents still do that? And can kids still pick up candy?
I think one of the best parts of Halloween for me, now that I'm old and no longer a kid, is handing out the candy, because you get to see everybody in your neighborhood and interact. Again, I still think that that's going to be possible as long as you really take precautions. So if you're handing out candy, make sure, of course, that you have a mask on. Frequent hand sanitizer between kids as they're coming up. Do not let the kids pick out of the bowl, hand them the candy. Or we've been seeing some really creative things on the internet, like using slides and tubes to deliver the candy and still maintain distance. There's all kinds of creative ways to still have fun.
Yeah, I know those are pretty neat ideas. I know the CDC has come out with some guidelines around trick-or-treating. What are some higher risk activities that parents might want to avoid?
Well, the most highest risk is the traditional door-to-door trick-or-treating. That is, having a group of kids go together, pile on top of each other, rush, pick out of the bowl. That's the most highest risk activity. You can minimize that risk by doing things very easily. First, if you're going to be trick-or-treating, going door to door, only go with family members or people that are in your house. Or if you're part of a learning group or a play pod, stay with that group so you're minimizing your interaction with other people. Frequent hand sanitizer in between stops, making sure your hands are clean. Of course, always having your mask on. So those are things that you could do to keep it safe. Other things that CDC is recommending is for neighborhoods to have one-way sidewalks so that everybody's going in the same direction. You're minimizing mix.
And so how about children with their mask? I mean, there are masks that clearly come with costumes. Is that sufficient, or should they be doubling up on their masks?
Well, remember, in order to prevent the spread of coronavirus, you need to have a mask that has at least a couple layers of fabric, if not using a surgical mask. We do not recommend wearing a mask underneath one of the rubber masks because it gives the children a very difficult time to breathe. There are ways of incorporating a fabric mask into costumes. You could be a ninja, you could be a clown. There's many ways of doing that, but that's what we recommend, is making sure that you have a cloth mask on with several layers.
Yeah, and I'm thinking that one of the safest ways to celebrate is kind of to stay home with your family and kind of maybe do some type of family activity.
Again, if you are in an area that is a high risk for coronavirus, say you have many cases in your neighborhood, or you live in a multi-generational house that you have grandparents that may have pre-existing conditions, it may be safe just to stay home and not go out and trick-or-treat. That would be the safest thing to do. Many things you could do in your house. You could have a costume parade where people could walk by and you can see their costumes. You could do a scavenger hunt for candy within the house. And of course, the traditional things of carving pumpkins, all still possible.
Those have been wonderful tips. For more information on how you can safely trick-or-treat this year, you can visit PittsburghTodayLive.com. We'll have that link for you there. I'll send it back to you guys in the studio. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween, Mikey. Thanks so much.
And Heather just said she's going to have Kit Kats at her house.
I'm going to have a lot of
So I may
candy.
show up at your house.
Please do. Trick-or-treat at my house.
Okay. All right, well, remember to keep watching for our Eye on Health series here on PTL. It happens on Wednesdays, and it's brought to you by Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield, together with Allegheny Health Network, for your health.